does any of this have to do with the age of the Earth?
So so infinite is basically double of 12, right? 1 divided by 12, which is half of 6. Double of
12
6 is
is
12,
half
right?
of 6. Sorry,
Double of
12 is twice 6, yes.
Yes. So, and twice of basically infinite sequence of what we get is basically a day, right? Biblically.
What? What?
Like pandas, right? They only, what do you say that? Go on heat for like 2 days a year. That's it, right? If you miss those 2 days, like your whole panda lineage is gone. You do know that, right?
Orialko, long time no see.
Hello, long time no talking to you as well.
Well, it hasn't been that long. All right. So you think the Earth is quite young, yeah?
Yes, exactly. Quite a billion picoseconds, right? Or heptaseconds since we have talked. So that's a long seconds, right?
Yeah, many seconds. Wait a minute. So can you remind me of your position?
Yes, so I think it's 6,000 light years old, right?
Oh my God, it's this guy. Yep, I remember. I remember this. Right. Light years is a distance. You think it's 6,000 light years old. I still don't know what that means. Do you want to do it again?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
So light is a constant, right? Because with multiple things, right? With 4 effective
light,
no,
the speed of light is constant in a vacuum. Yeah.
No, I mean the spectrum that it affects: electric spectrum, magnetic spectrum, strong force, and the weak force, right?
Sorry, what's the question?
The kind of force that it affects, light.
So light only affects things with charge.
So let's talk about photon itself, right?
Yeah.
So the maximum speed that a photon travels is 300 something, right?
300,000 kilometers per second or so, yes.
So once it travels, let's say one electron for some reason jumps in, right, in that exact time frame.
It like jumps in the way.
So have you seen the equation where if you do infinite 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you come to 1 negative 1 over 12? Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
Do you know the premise of that equation?
Yes, I do. It's called...
What is the premise?
It's called analytic continuation of the Riemann zeta function.
Okay, so and what is that exactly used for?
Are you asking what the equation is used for? It shows up in string theory. It's like a way to do renormalization. It's called zeta renormalization. But I haven't seen it used for anything else. What does this have to do with the age of the Earth?
So that's containing basically infinite into a finite
but
number,
no,
right,
so like
called...
it's not true that like 1 plus 2 plus 3, etc. isn't actually equal to minus a 12th. The point is that there is a sense of equal that you can use that has mathematical value, but it's not saying that infinity is equal to minus a 12th.
Yes, because we divide our day into 24 hours. That's basically what it's saying, right? Infinite,
no, it has nothing to do with that.
Infinitely. That's what I'm telling you is what I'm saying.
You're telling me what? That the minus the 12 has to do with the 24-hour day?
Yes. Half the day.
Okay. So what do you take of the fact? What do you take of the fact that if you take one and if you take one and then you subtract one and then you add one and then you subtract one forever, you get like a half?
And okay, how's that? Yeah, if you can connect it biblically, yes, something that should be related to biblically. Right?
Well, look, it's the exact same phenomenon that happens for the 1 plus 2 plus 3, etc., equaling minus a 12th. It's the exact same phenomenon, mathematically anyway. So it seems like you're ascribing value to the minus a 12th just because 24 and 12 have like something in common.
Yes, and 6,000 years old, right? So if you go by that logic,
what's 6,000 years old though? I don't understand. What is happening? What does any of this have to do with the age of the Earth?
So infinite is basically double of 12, right? 1 divided by 12, which is half of 6. Double of
12
6
is
12,
half
right?
of 6. Sorry,
Double of
12 is twice 6, yes.
Yes. So, and twice of basically infinite sequence of what we get is basically a day, right? Basically.
What? What? Can you repeat that?
So somehow, right, infinite number of sequences, they have to be contained into so light, right? Once you start measuring light, at first, like it could be infinite, but you do get a finite
What's infinite
sequence,
about
right?
light? None of the Riemann zeta renormalization doesn't have anything to do with light. It doesn't have anything to do with the speed of light. What is happening?
Yeah, but it is contained in our system, right? It has a finite.
What's contained? What does infinity have to do with light?
System,
and what does the minus a 12th have to do with the age of the Earth?
Not the age of the Earth, but that has to do with one day, is what I'm saying, right?
What does that have to do with one day? Lots of numbers can factor through 24. 24 is a perfect number. It factors through a lot of numbers.
Yes, it does, but when we go by the biblical calendar, right, and the Bible says we're 6,000 years old, right? And what I'm arguing for is if we go by infinite point, right, infinitely, the only thing we'll reach the conclusion is 1 over 12, negative 1 over 12, right?
No,
which is
infinity is not equal to minus 1/12.
Or like, so now you not 1/12, right? It's 24 because not 24, right? Because we're still in the 7th day. But overall, we do get somewhere around 6,000, right?
What?
Or multiple of 6.
What are you talking about?
So negative 1 over 12, that's a multiple of 6, right?
Negative 1 over 12 is not a multiple of anything. Multiples are integers.
I don't think you really get. So if you,
You're
what
right,
we're
I
doing
don't
is
really get
basically we divide a day into 12 hours, right? Or 24 hours, right? But technically we divide a day into 12 hours and a night into 12 hours.
Except
and
that's
that
not what we
equation
do.
is basically saying,
but that's not
hey,
what we do.
This
right?
is the way to divide a day into 12 hours. That's what
but
the
we
equation
don't
is
divide
saying.
it. We don't divide the day into 12 hours and the night into 12 hours, right? That's just not what we do.
But that's what our intent is, right? Is that our intent or no? I'd love to be like I don't think you know what intent is.
I don't know how you would figure out what the intent was, but I'm pretty sure the intent was to have equal length hours so that we can, use clocks
12
effectively.
Hours a day. Yes,
No,
but
not 12 hours.
Right?
It's not 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night though. I don't know what part of the world you live in, but unless you live on unless you live on the equator, that's just not true, right?
Yes, but the math, right?
What math?
That's math.
There's been no math happening here. There have been a lot of numbers and no math.
What I'm saying is that's negative 1 over 12 equation of math, right? That's math that is used for division of the day. Is what I'm saying.
No, there are no negative numbers used in the division of the day. There are no negative numbers used in the division of the day.
Negative number, but how?
Yeah, there are no negative numbers appearing when discussing how to divide the day, right?
What do you mean by that?
Where are the negative numbers involved when trying to figure out how to divide the day?
In clocking things?
Negative numbers? Where?
Yes, because electromagnetics, right? All of those work on AC. AC is negative.
What does that have to do with clocking things? What does that have to do with the day?
You said where's negative numbers used, right? Negative numbers.
I asked where are negative numbers used in dividing up the day?
So do you know what time it is without watching the clock?
No.
So you know, the only thing you know is if it's daytime or if it's nighttime, right?
Sure.
Okay, so and the math to do divide that is basically the equation, right? That is that you stated, that I stated, but
No.
don't know exactly the
No,
name.
it's unrelated.
They are related because that's what happened on the
How?
first biblical day, right? Separation from day and night, or
I don't
light to
think you're
darkness.
trolling me.
I'm not really trolling you. It's the Bible states that, right? And that's what I'm defending.
The Bible doesn't say anything about minus a 12th. Doesn't say anything about electromagnetic waves. Doesn't say anything about any of this.
But it proves that the separation of day, right, day and night, which we divide, which happened on the first day, right, and which happens every day, right, and because every day is first day, right, and it's divided into 12 hours, which is proven by.
But day and night are not divided into 12 hours. Right? Like, that's not how long the night is.
Yes, so that's where eve comes in, right, and that's where evening comes in.
Eve and evening are not related words.
They're literally same.
They're in English, maybe. Do you know what the etymology for the word eve is? We can look it up if you want. I think the original word is chava. Yeah, okay, that's right. So the Hebrew word is chava. I think it's spelled with a chet. Is it spelled with a chet or a chav? Let me look up the actual Hebrew spelling. Yeah, it's chava, right? And the word eve, meaning like nighttime, comes from Old English efen, which comes from Proto-Germanic ebando, which comes from which is of uncertain origin. So the words are unrelated.
So negative itself, right, comes from
No. Orialko, no.
Mm-hmm.
You have to acknowledge that you were wrong.
No, I'm absolutely correct.
The origin of Eve for nighttime
origin
and the
of
origin
negative.
of the name Eve are unrelated.
Yes, evening, right? All of these are British term, and they were really, and we're all into KJV Bible, right? And that's the term where
they are unrelated. Evening is unrelated to the word, to the name Eve.
So at that point, right?
Like, one is Hebrew in origin, and one is like,
Norway does not have evening.
North Germanic in origin.
I don't even know what they have, right? They don't even have day or night. What they have, right?
I'm not talking about the English words. I agree the English words Eve and Eve are the same, but they have completely distinct origins. Why are we caring about how the English pronounce something when the people who are writing this?
Evening,
what does that mean? Evening is the period after afternoon and before night. What do you mean they don't experience evening?
That means like it's forever a night or forever a day?
There's nowhere on Earth that experiences that.
That there is. And
no.
Norway,
there are places on Earth that
parts?
have winter nights and summer days, meaning that, if you're north of the Arctic Circle, depending on how far north, you will have some period of time where the sun is always below the horizon, and some period of time where you have some period where the sun is always above the horizon. But during the fall, you will always have regular days, regardless of where you are, or during the fall and spring in particular, like around the equinox. You will always have days where there's morning, noon, afternoon, evening, night.
Is that true for
that's everywhere on Earth?
Land configuration historically too? Right?
True for the land what?
So if we trace back the history of the land itself.
Yeah, there's nowhere on Earth. There's no, like, whether it's in the ocean or not the ocean.
There's nowhere moving, right?
There's nowhere on Earth, whether ocean or land, where there is never evening or morning. There's nowhere on Earth that doesn't happen.
Now you're bullshitting because that Bible states something different, right? And you're going against the Bible, even Hebrew Bible.
Where does the Bible say that there are places that never experience evening?
I mean, that's what the whole Bible is about, right? Because there are places like gay people, which there are people who are gays, right? And I didn't think they existed, right, at one point, but they did, right?
There are people who
Just
are
like
gay?
lesbians too.
What are we
So,
doing
I
with
mean-
this? Where are we going?
So what I'm trying to say
What?
is that different kinds of people exist, right, who are not aware, right, of different things, right? Just like some people don't know evening, some people don't know morning, right? Some people
Everybody knows evening and morning.
with current configuration of landmass, yes.
Regardless of where the land is on the Earth, everybody knows what evening and morning are.
You know, Australia like moves like 5 feet each year, and they have to adjust.
It's
their GPS
unrelated
by...
to the fact that
Nope,
everywhere
nope,
on
that
Earth
is related.
experiences evening at least
Nope,
twice
they
a
don't.
year. Yeah.
Right now, yes. I'm not arguing if they do.
Everywhere
or
on
don't
Earth,
right now.
not just the land, also the water.
So you know the whole history of Earth to examine, like, hey,
Every single
if we go-
location on Earth on the equinoxes experiences a 12-hour day. 12-hour night.
Not on the top,
That's
right?
the whole business with the equinoxes. No, it's also at the north and at the south.
Nope, they don't.
Yeah, they
the
do.
rotation
That's
of-
what the equinox is.
Do you have the data?
Google what an equinox is.
Because it's specific.
Google is
like
free.
a Pacific Ocean, right? So nobody
It has
the
nothing to
data
do with
on
the
top and the
oceans.
bottom. So they really have either sun, night, or sun at the same time. So they really don't experience them at all.
On the ocean, it doesn't experience time.
No, so on the top, right? So they do experience time, but they rotate like
On the
really-
day of an
they
equinox,
only
daytime and
experience
nighttime are of
morning
approximately
till afternoon,
equal.
till morning till afternoon. That's it.
On the day of an
Not
an
night.
equinox, daytime and nighttime are of approximately equal duration all over the planet.
Nope.
Source? Because my source is Wikipedia. Do you not like Wikipedia?
My source is landmass movement, right? And
It has nothing to do with where the land
yes, it'll
is.
take a
The land is
lot of
where
years.
the land is irrelevant. Equinoxes
it
are
is
defined
relevant.
to
That's
be
why
the.
we have earthquakes.
Do you need a diagram? I think you need a diagram. I'm going to draw you a diagram.
Sure, like search for a globe, yes. And
I'm
put
just going
the
to draw you a
direction of the-
diagram. Is that okay? Can I draw you one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I didn't think that we would go into diagram territory on this day, but here we are. Okay, so on the equinox, I'm going to draw the Earth as a blue. Oops. I want to draw the Earth as a blue circle. Right, here's a blue circle. So usually, let me draw some green squiggles just to make everybody happy. Green squiggle there and a green squiggle here. And then, there's a green squiggle over, I don't know how to draw all this stuff. Green squiggle, fine. Okay, that's the Earth, right? So usually, when you're not on an equinox, right,
How does the Earth rotate? Please
about
tell
an
me.
axis. We're getting there. So usually, like on the winter solstice, on the summer solstice, the sun rays, so let's say that's the axis, the sun rays come in this direction. And so you can have areas up top here and areas at the bottom here, north and south, mind you, such that the top bits will not get, this would be the winter equinox for the northern hemisphere, by the way. The North Pole will not get any sun during the winter. The South Pole will get lots of sun and only sun during the winter, right? That's because the Earth is rotating about this axis. However, during the equinox, if I want to keep the sun coming in from the left, I have to change the orientation of the axis. During the equinox, the orientation of the axis is effectively different relative to the orientation of the sun's rays. And so, go in the middle. And so if the sun is still coming this way, then regardless of where you are on Earth, you will have a 24 or a 12-hour day and a 12-hour night.
Yeah, but our tilt is a little bit tilted, right?
No. So
that doesn't make
on
sense.
the equinox, the Earth is effectively tilted 0 degrees. It's not tilted towards the sun, and it's not tilted away from the sun. That's what the equinox is. It's the part of the orbit where the tilt is perpendicular to the direction that the sun is in. I'll draw a more detailed
I mean,
picture.
like, that's an exception, right?
This is,
That's
which
2
means
days,
that so it happens twice a
If
year.
you,
So this happens twice a year. That there
twice
is
a day, right? Like a bum.
So we agree that nowhere on Earth is there a place that does not receive at least 2 evenings every year.
Yes. So if
I'm glad we're in
you
agreement.
sleep for like a bum for 2 days, right? Then you agree that for at least average, right, is that some people really don't, right? They could experience like pandas, right? They only what do you say that go on heat for like 2 days a year. That's it, right? If you miss those 2 days, like your whole panda lineage is gone. You do know that, right? So
Sorry, y'all. I would love to say that he's trolling.